try to save some disk space by doing my little intro on this screen here. I just got back to Portland, like not even 24 hours ago. Back on the 13th, I had my final exam for the summer class I was taking for grad school, and took that final exam and immediately went to the airport for an overnight flight to Rochester to visit my best friend, and stayed there for about a week, and then took an overnight train into Illinois to visit my family, stayed with my brother and sister-in-law, and then with my sister and brother-in-law, and then came back here to Portland, and it's hot. It's like 1,000,000 degrees in here. The PS4 is screaming louder than it ever has, other than when playing Ni no Kuni 2. So what better time to get back into recording than under these conditions? I was thinking about, while I was on my vacation, my channel, and just sort of scrolling through for some videos. And for some reason, the universe highlighted a specific video. It was the third to last episode of Car Mechanic Simulator. And I don't remember why I noticed it. Maybe it was because the view counts were slightly different, or it was a shorter episode, so I just wanted to watch it to like enjoy my creative work. And I discovered that the video had no commentary. And when I got back here, I looked through and I had deleted my backups back in May. So I did not have any way to restore the commentary track. I know how it happened. Sometimes I mute the commentary track to make sure that the audio levels of the background music for those videos is appropriate. And it seems that I did that and did not unmute the commentary when I rendered it. And I think what was upsetting about that, like, yeah, creatively now my project is in a weird state where there's one episode where there's just no commentary. But what was more upsetting was that, like, that video had been up for over a year. It has a decent amount of views compared to, like, my channel average. It had likes even, and nobody said anything, which is just kind of a bummer. Like, I try not to have like an ego about this. Like, I do my YouTube channel for me, and I do it to, as this series can be testament to, I do this for me because I enjoy the creative aspect of it. But I can't deny that, like, I have something of an ego remaining. It's not much. I try not to highlight it, but I still have it, so it just is a bummer. I probably would not feel as bad if I was able to recover it. It's the same story as with the Frisbee golf situation, which I did not share on this channel, but leave that to the lore. Regardless, I just need to pay attention, I guess. But I want to get back into the channel. I want to do creative stuff. I have even something else related to MyGM. So it doesn't do much to show my laptop. I was working on my laptop. Prop comedy. The class I took over the summer was a programming class because the department said, you're getting a master's in computer science. You have to take computer science classes, no more linguistics. Even though I really wanted to take more linguistics, they won't let me. So I had to take a core programming class, and it really did like reinvigorate and remind me of how much I enjoy like programming and coding and working in that. If the several hundred hours in RPG Maker did not also remind me of that, this class did. And so it was working in Java, and I started working, with Java, an object-oriented programming language, and basically designing MyGM, but my own. So I was calling the project like tentatively Your GM, a legally distinct thing. Not quite a booking simulator, because I did also do some research into like TEW and Pro Wrestling Sim and Journey of Wrestling. And I think those are more akin to like universe mode in the WWE games, where it is just sort of like you have kind of full control, even more so in the not universe mode, but like in TEW, where there's so many different stats and things you can control. Whereas MyGM, I liken more to a board game where there's kind of like set rules and specific like end win conditions, which maybe there are in TEW. I haven't watched too much of that sort of like content on YouTube, but I just wanted to design something kind of for me, because there's not really much, like I create like a simulation aspect of MyGM through my channels or through my project here. And the way you really do that is with this, like with a notebook. You write down the storylines, you keep track of characters and all that up here in your head. And I kind of wanted to create a framework that could contain that, so that you could like take notes and keep notes, but also play within the rules of like a MyGM similar format. So I'm doing it for me. It's fun. I mean, the little bit that I've kind of started putting together, thinking about like laying out the framework, the structure behind the scenes. So maybe I'll show that off at some point. But it is, of the things on my New Year's resolution bingo, create game demo was one of them. So we'll see. Another one of them is finish MyGM, the Let's Play for MyGM. And so this is me doing that. Hello, breadfiesta here, and welcome back to Let's Play WWE 2K MyGM, I think is what I called the series. It's been a minute since I last recorded. In the last part of the project, we played Season 6 of Raw, I believe, with the goal of trying to get to get 10 different Slammy Awards. Did not get that because I have not completed 10 seasons, I suppose. I ended up playing Season 7 on my own since that last recording. I did a write-up of it on my posts, so that's fun for me. If me in the future wants to look that up, that's where that's located. But we are not going to be playing Raw today. We are not going to be revisiting SmackDown. We're not going to be revisiting NXT. I will say really quick about the Raw one, though, since I am looking at it. Where I'm at right now, 11.6 million fans, that's kind of like the limit. It's pretty much impossible to not lose fans every week at that point. You have to put on like full 5-star shows, essentially. And so at the live events, like I gain fans, but I'm at the point where like other than WrestleMania, the live events are not offsetting the losses from the weekly shows. So yeah, if you continue to play and you get to like this point, like around 11.5, 12 million fans, that's about like the upper limit that the math lets you get. So just a fun thing there. Not that you ever need to like retire your save file, because you can just keep playing indefinitely and coming up with storylines. I wish the game were better about telling you that. So yeah, we're not going to be playing Raw or SmackDown or NXT. We're going to be starting a new playthrough here. And a few months ago, I did a pre-production meeting with my various character personas of breadfiesta, youtube.com/user/breadfiesta. Display on screen. And put together the kind of pre-production work for the WCW playthrough. And so that's what we're going to be starting today. And let's jump into it. So I'm going to, we don't need to watch this. Thank you. Thank you, Xavier Woods, Austin Creed, whatever. Okay. I think this is going to be a 3-player season. And so the player I'm going to play as is not Adam Pearce. It's not Sonya Deville. It's not Stephanie McMahon. It's not Xavier Woods. It's not Tyler Breeze. It's not Kurt Angle. It's not Eric Bischoff. It's not Mick Foley. It's Custom Superstar. And it's actually, I'm going to be doing 3 custom superstars here. So if you watched the Raw playthrough, you'll know that I have what I call the Raw Executive Leadership Team. And those are just the 3 characters who are my keepers every season. I kept them in between every season up to the recorded playthrough, and then since I've kept them. So they're kind of like the key characters in my story. And so I'm going to be... The storyline behind this playthrough is the Raw Executive Leadership Team needs to go to leadership training. And so as part of that leadership training, they will be playing MyGM. So this is me doing that. That's the background. Custom superstars will not be available. Yeah, sure. Okay. So I have some just downloaded ones here. But we are actually going to be playing as Ella Rubau. And we're going to be playing WCW. So WCW's power card, extend the duration of all your current Legends contracts by 5 weeks. And being a custom superstar, we do have a power card that lets us sign a Legend for free. So that's a good kind of like synergy between those cards, but we are going to be relying on Legend contracts a bit in this playthrough. For our computer opponents, we are going to have a custom superstar. We are going to have, there she is, Nikita Lyons, who I think actually I'm going to let be Raw. So the Raw card is, we saw Mick Foley use it against us in the SmackDown playthrough. It's basically a veto 3 random superstars. So that's going to be a bit of a challenge, but I think it is in character for Nikita to just pick Raw. And then for our third one, probably saw him in the lineup here, is Heath Manhattan in kind of the pinstripe suit here. I don't really like that pose. I might change that. Or maybe it's fine. And let's see. I was thinking NXT for Heath. Fighting champion. Heath is a fighter class. So title match is booked for this. Yeah, so I think that's good. Plus, I just kind of like the red, orange, yellow, warm color symmetry here. So I could actually do a 4th. See, that would be a fun idea, is to put Stephanie as the 4th. I didn't think to do that, though. No, I think this is good. Just 3. Because then they all have the same power card, and then it's just the show cards that are different. So I like this. Yeah. And I think there is something that WCW doesn't have women's tag champs, but I'm not certain on that. I'd have to look into that. We'll find out. I would like to confirm these brands and GMs. Great. We're going to be playing on normal. We're going to give maximum money because I like to do that. We'll do snake order for the draft. And then shakeups on, of course. Draft pool custom. We are going to use the... Is this the one? breadfiesta New Gen. View. No, this is definitely not it. Is it balanced 20? No. I had to pause the recording and review my work because I wasn't sure if I had actually put it into the game. But yes, breadfiesta New Gen is the one that we want. Confirmed everything that was in here, and I hit view on accident, but I can kind of show if you did watch the pre-production. Like if I filter to, the women's roster here, and sort by status, we can see, the active roster is going to be all of what were the local talent in the other playthroughs, with some of the kind of lower promo skill talent also included. And then the legends are all the ones who have the highest promo skill, essentially. And then the local talent is everybody else who was otherwise active. And then I shuffled all of the popularities, moved around the roles and classes so it was balanced. Also took out Ella Rubau, Nikita Lyons, and Heath Manhattan, so they will not be playable. So breadfiesta New Gen is the one that we want. Great. Okay. Normal, most money, snake order, breadfiesta new gen. We're good to go. We're WCW. This is the playthrough. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, blast off. Except the blast off takes a long time because it has to build the draft pool. So a reminder for like your first season building the draft pool, you do want to focus on the kind of basic class matchups. So your cruiser giant, your fighter bruiser, and then specialists you can fit in anywhere. You kind of want to pick like a high profile, like high popularity feud as what's going to be your world champs, something lower for your mid-card champs and your tag champs, and then just sort of fill it in as you go.
The time has come. It's the WWE Draft.
It is. I also want to try to get, I believe, 16 in the draft. With a note that
for WCW?
You can see that a lot of the costs are going to be way cheaper than probably a regular playthrough. Like if we scroll to the bottom here, yeah, we've got like Adrian Buck, Quinn B, familiar from the SmackDown playthrough, Cora Cuts down here from the NXT playthrough, Cinnamon Garrett from Raw. So yeah, these are all kind of fairly cheap contracts, and this is mostly going to be because we are dealing with promo skills that are not great. Lula Tandy here, the most expensive contract, 1 out of 5 promo skill. So we are going to be a little bit challenged in the promo department here. And in fact, it looks like it's highlighting all kind of real people here at the top, for the men's division at least. Yeah, the highest, Brute Force, I guess, is the highest at 58 popularity. So yeah, let's start thinking about some people. It does want us to draft Lula Tandy. It's highlighting Lula Tandy, Andrea Cannons, Penelope Perfect, and Uncle Howdy. I don't want to draft Uncle Howdy. I'm not opposed to drafting Lula Tandy. Get like the top talent kind of right off the bat. Let's start with the women's division actually, and let's see what we got here. And let's sort by class, I think. Okay. This way. Giants are typically hard to come by. They don't include them very much in the draft pool. So we will need to choose between Beth Spartan, Sally Steamroller, Sammy Vortex, and Tamina. Sally Steamroller, highest popularity off the bat, but popularity is probably the least you want to focus on in the draft. Sally Steamroller kind of best bet for like popularity and stamina. I'm guessing Beth Spartan higher. No, 1 out of 5 promo skill. Oh, Sally's annoyed as opposed to Beth, who is satisfied. Sammy Vortex, who is also satisfied, and Tamina, who is annoyed. So Sammy Vortex and Beth Spartan are kind of our best bets here. Honestly, Sammy Vortex, not a bad shot. Not a bad shout, perhaps. Do I have like a scrap piece of paper? I have a whole notebook. That's fine. Got plenty of pages here. Okay. So let's write some names down. Let's say we're interested in... so Vortex is a heel giant. Potentially Beth Spartan. Yeah, potentially Spartan as a face giant. And we can all turn people if we need to. Cruisers, who would pair with them. Candace, I'm guessing, is probably 3 out of 5, so that's probably a good get. Danielle Wallace is optimistic, so that's not bad. Neon Bright Star, also optimistic. Quinn B is satisfied, 2 out of 5 promo. Cheapest contract, I believe, so there's benefit to that. High stamina is also a good bet for Quinn B. Tamara Tycross, 1 out of 5. And Whitney Quaid, optimistic, 2 out of 5. Not opposed to Whitney Quaid. Let's write down Quaid as a face cruiser. We'll write down B as a heel cruiser. And then who are the others I was interested in? Potentially Wallace as a heel cruiser. Wallace. And maybe Neon Bright Star, but I'm not really feeling it. It was Tamara Tycross. High stamina on Tycross. Let's write her down too. Tycross, face cruiser. Let's look at bruisers here. We got Billy Slugger, 2 out of 5, satisfied. Clubberella, 3 out of 5, optimistic. Clubberella actually might be a great first pick here. I'm gonna write her down. Clubberella, face bruiser. Cora Cut, satisfied, also 3 out of 5. So we might revisit Cora Cut. Heel bruiser. Low stamina, that's fine. Lula Tandy is, I'm just interested. If she doesn't get picked up by the other shows. Maya T. Kirk, 1 out of 5. Vicky McLeod, I'm always interested in. Cloud, can't write. MacLeod, heel bruiser. Okay. Then we got our fighters here. Not too many, actually. We have Alice Justice, who is my OC character from the storyline. 3 out of 5, so I'm not opposed to her. Justice, face fighter. We got Christina Fury. She's kind of cool. Cinnamon Garrett is I've had before. Liv Morgan is probably, Liv is only a 2 out of 5. But I'm not opposed to Liv. Nova NL, optimistic, 1 out of 5. Not opposed. Penelope Perfect, it was recommending me. 1 out of 5 fighter. Just an expensive contract. That's all the fighters, huh? Honestly, I'm interested in all of them. Probably Christina Fury the least, just because of low stamina. So I guess I'll write down Garrett. 2 T's, heel fighter. And then also interested in Morgan, face fighter, and Northern Light. Northern Light. This is what you have to do as a GM, is take notes. Then what do we got for specialists? We have 6 options here. We have Andrea Cannons, annoyed, 1 out of 5, not going to deal with that. Blair Davenport, 2 out of 5. Carolina Reaper, satisfied, 2 out of 5. Donna Matrix, satisfied, 1 out of 5. Ignition, optimistic, 1 out of 5. And Natalia, optimistic, 1 out of 5. So I think Natalia, heal specialist, and then Carolina Reaper as also a heal specialist. Natalia's a face specialist. Is there anybody else I was interested in? Maybe Davenport. Maybe Cannons. Oh no, Cannons was annoyed. Too bad. Matrix. Okay, I got a good selection here for the women. Let's take a look at the men. All right, for Giants, Argus the Great, obviously familiar, optimistic. That's a good shout. Cash Suplex, 3 out of 5 for Cash Suplex, satisfied, so he's not a bad bet. Otis, annoyed, 3 out of 5. That's a shame. Red Monsoon, satisfied, 1 out of 5. Shanky, satisfied, 2 out of 5. And then King Triton, with his belly hanging out, satisfied, 1 out of 5. I think I'm interested in Shanky, Argus, and Cash. So we'll write them down. So Shanky is our face giant. Shanky, face giant, and then Argus and Suplex are heel giants. Okay. Cruisers. We should have a good amount of cruisers, actually. Yeah, holy cow. All right. We have Akira Tozawa, satisfied 1 out of 5. Brute Force, annoyed 1 out of 5. Too bad. Eddie Pop, satisfied 1 out of 5. Humberto, satisfied 2 out of 5. Jake Xanadu, 2 out of 5. Joaquin Wild, 2 out of 5. Everybody's just going to be satisfied either 1 or 2 out of 5, huh? Kombucha. Shane, satisfied 2 out of 5. And Stacked McSlacks, who is optimistic, and 1 out of 5. Oh, and also Trent Shaw, who is also optimistic, 1 out of 5. So McSlacks stinks. Trent McShaw, not opposed to, because good stamina. And optimistic. What was Kombucha? Xanadu, huh? Alright, well, let's do for our faces. Let's look at Shaw, Wild, and Xanadu. So Shaw, Wild, and Xanadu as our face cruisers. And for heel cruisers, I guess Kombucha and Shane. Kombucha, heel cruiser, and Shane Omac McMahon, heel cruiser. Okay. Bruisers, who are we looking at? Broderick, optimistic 1 out of 5. Okay. Satisfied 3 out of 5 for Butch, so we might end up going with Butch. Captain Grog is optimistic 1 out of 5. Clay Cortman satisfied 3 out of 5. That's wild. Clay Cortman's the Miz of WCW. JD McDonough is annoyed. That's too bad. Madcap Moss. I'm interested in Madcap, actually. 2 out of 5. Mr. Higglesby is 1 out of 5. Ridge Holland is a 2 out of 5. Solo is a 3 out of 5. And Tim Burr is annoyed 1 out of 5. So Butch was just satisfied. I'm interested in not in Ridge. Broderick, Butch, and Moss as face bruisers. And heel bruisers, I am interested in Grog, Cortman, and Solo, I believe. Sokoa, Grog, and Cortman as heel bruisers. Lots of options there. Fighters. Let's see who we got here. We got Adrian Buck, 3 out of 5. That's pretty good. Al-C Traz, 1 out of 5. Lashley, 2 out of 5. Damon Kemp is a 3 out of 5. Loomis is a 1 out of 5. Jerry Hattrick, optimistic, 1 out of 5. Jive Owens, optimistic, 1 out of 5. Nick Nosedive, 2 out of 5. Rich Orikawa, we've had before, 1 out of 5. And then Uncle Howdy, annoyed, 2 out of 5. Not interested. So I think Buck for face. And then I guess Hattrick. Maybe Lashley. These are face fighters. Heel fighters. I don't think there really were any that were exciting to me. Perhaps Damon Kemp. Yeah, that's all of them. Guess Kemp, but I don't really want I don't really want him. I'll write down Orikawa just as a backup. Eagle fighter. And then specialists. We got lots of options here. We got Bobby Marquis with his crazy sideburns, 1 out of 5. Braid in the Dark, optimistic 1 out of 5. That sounds pretty good to me. Cameron Grimes is a satisfied 3 out of 5. Gable, 2 out of 5. Gulak, 2 out of 5. Prince, 2 out of 5. Jackson Smooth, 1 out of 5. Kit Wilson is an optimistic 3 out of 5. Lurch Evans, mess. And Medical Bill, optimistic 1 out of 5. So I guess I am interested. Oh, look at the stamina on Bobby Marquis. I'm interested in the Dark. So Braden, the Dark. Probably at the time is the Dark. It's a heal specialist. Did it say? Yeah. And I guess I'll write down Kit Wilson. I was kind of interested in Medical Bill. And for faces, I guess Grimes, Gable, Gulak. Gulak, Grimes. Face. Okay. Now we pick. Okay. We've done our research on who is present. Who do we feel is our women's world champion? Maybe I sort by popularity now. Okay. So Lula Tandy wouldn't be bad. Who was I really excited by? Clubberella. And Vicky McLeod. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Clubberella as my first round pick.
WCW picks Clubberella.
WCW with a smart
There's
move
Tandy.
drafting her.
They are betting on her potential.
Ignition, not interested. Butch is gone. Okay.
Laws up again now with their second pick.
Penelope Perfect, wasn't interested.
WCW getting ready for pick number 2.
So we do have our Clubberella. We would need a heel fighter to pair, which is only Cinnamon Garrett was the only one on my list there. I could also go for Carolina Reaper or Donna Matrix. Let's just see where they're at. Or I could go with Alice Justice. And then deal. Let's see. It's Alice Justice, face fighter, and then turn Clubberella heel. And then that could be my kind of starting feud. Cinnamon Garrett's up here. Way less expensive contract. Difference is 1 out of 5 versus 3 out of 5. I'm going to go with Alice Justice.
WCW chooses Alice Justice.
She has a big future on WCW.
Did the GM listen to their advisors on this pick? Does this GM have any advisors?
No. Yes. Lapras. Okay. So now I get to go again. Do I go to my men's division and pick my men's world champion? Or my men's feud? So top of the popularity would be Argus. I'm not opposed to doing Argus and then any of the face cruisers. Argus was a optimistic 2 out of 5. Let's go with Argus.
WCW selects Argus the Great.
WCW was really
Howdy's gone. I wasn't
taking him.
interested.
This
Damon
man is
Kemp
set
is
to
gone.
accomplish big things.
That's too bad. Humberto is gone. Wasn't
Raw
interested.
back up, ready to turn in pick
Ah,
number 4.
Madcap Moss.
WCW taking stock for pick number 4.
Okay, I am going to have to probably get Broderick pretty quick here. Okay. I don't have to pick a face cruiser now because I think there will be ones remaining. So is there somebody in the women's division that I think will get snapped up? Somebody who I really, really want to have. Let's mark who I really, really want to have. You, and you, and you, and you, and you. Okay. Let's look at all, actually. Quaid is on here. Quaid was an optimistic 2 out of 5. Good popularity, decent stamina. As opposed to Quinn B, who is low popularity, high stamina. Semi-Vortex. Danielle Wallace. These are all lower contracts, so maybe let's sort by cost, actually. So on this higher cost section, who would I miss out on? Whitney Quaid would be the highest, Carolina Reaper. Beth Spartan. Vicky McLeod. I get to go twice.
WCW drafts Vicky McLeod.
She has all potential, and WCW could realize it.
She is a blue chip pick for the brand.
Blue chip pick, wow. Men's side, who would I potentially be missing out on? Shanky, expensive contract. Brute Force, I don't want, because I want to face Clay Cortman, the Miz of WCW. A face cruiser. Joaquin Wilde is the most expensive. 84 stamina, holy cow. Tozawa, Xanadu 69.49 as opposed to 84.50. Trent Shaw, where was he at? All the way down here, 72.46. Is he my guy? Or do I go with one of like the specialists like Gable, Grimes, or Gulak? Gulak 84.50, Grimes no. What was Gable at? 69.48. So Gulak would be like the guy. Let's go with Gulak.
WCW selects Drew Gulak.
Gulak looking to punish.
All right, Shanky's gone. Kind of figured that would happen. Triton wasn't interested.
To the limit.
Andrea Cannons, I don't believe I
Who is
was
about
interested
to join
in.
the Raw roster.
Brute Force wasn't interested in. Okay, great.
WCW back at the podium for their next pick.
Thank you. Let's go with maybe I go Broderick Ordikawa. Or do I get Braden the Dark now? Where is Broderick at? He was the face bruiser that I was interested in. All the way down here, cheap contract. I don't think I'm worried about him. especially since like Butch and Moss were already taken up by the other shows. Yeah, Butch is on NXT, Moss is on Raw, so they already have face bruisers. I don't think they'll go for Broderick. So I don't think I need to prioritize him. Women's side, I could get Cinnamon Garrett. Or I could go for Donna Matrix now. Or Christina Fury. Why didn't I write down Christina Fury? Heel fighter. Well, what didn't interest me about Christina Fury? I don't know, but I'm drafting her.
Christina Fury.
And she's something of a steal for WCW.
A woman with an attitude. She's looking for a fight here.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Thank you. Let's get men's division. Let's go for... Maybe I get Solo Sikoa now, because he's kind of high up here. Am I concerned about Clay Cortman getting snapped up? It's either Cortman or Sikoa. They're both kind of similar. Sikoa, here they are. Sikoa, slightly more stamina, slightly more popularity. Cortman,
WCW selects Clay Cortman.
I have to go for the meme. Kit Wilson gone, I knew when he was at the top.
This guy thinks he's
And there's
better than those
Sikoa.
early picks, and he's right.
Oh, Jerry Hattrick.
Raw weighing their options here.
Mighty Kirk wasn't interested.
A major decision for the WCW general manager.
Jerry Hattrick and Heath Manhattan. That seems like that's a fair pick. Good pairing. Heel bruiser, face fighter. Adrian Buck or Bobby Lashley. Who do I see first on the list? Bobby Lashley. 82-47. 2 out of 5 satisfied versus Adrian Buck. Bottom of the pack. 58-47, 3 out of 5. So he's a slightly better speaker. Whereas boxing gloves. Do I like Buck or Lashley? 58-47. I wish I could have them. I guess I can have them on the same page. Just change the sort. Fighter. So Lashley and Buck. Money's not an issue, so I'm not really concerned about that. 58-47. So they're both at 47 popularity. So it's really just we're trading a bunch of stamina for 1 point in promo skill. And I do get to go again. Let's go for
WCW chooses Adrian Buck.
A lot of upside getting him in WCW.
A social media sensation just waiting to break out.
Let's look at the women's division. I keep seeing Whitney Quaid. I am interested. As a good pairing for Sammy Vortex. I didn't want to change the sort. Quinby is the low. Quinby and Daniel Wallace are both the lowest, so I really don't think I have to worry about either of them getting snapped up. So I think I will go for Whitney Quaid.
WCW picks Whitney Quaid.
Picking her as a major.
All right, there goes Liv Morgan. That's fine.
The brand making a
Braid in the
statement
Dark.
taking her.
Jackson Smooth, that's fine.
The Raw War Room weighing
Oh,
its
Carolina
strategy
Reaper.
here.
Shoot.
WCW looking to add to their haul with this pick.
Okay. Not a lot of women actually remaining here, because like Tamina and Sammy Vortex are both on the list. So I think we get Sammy Vortex now.
WCW selects Sammy Vortex.
WCW taking a chance with her that I think could pay off.
One of the few pieces missing from this brand.
And then, do I get Quinn B now? Just like make sure I have her. Am I concerned that NXT doesn't have very many women on its show? It only has Ignition and Andrea Cannons. So they might be looking at picking up women. Not in that way. Raw has... Who do they have? They have Lula Tandy and Penelope Perfect, who pair together. They have Maya T. Kirk, who's a bruiser, and Liv Morgan, who pair well together. And then they have Carolina Reaper. It kind of all depends. If they go for Beth Spartan or Sally Steamroller, then they would start going for... well, they might prefer Candice. So I think in this round, I do need to get... Where's Cora Cut at? At the bottom. Okay. I think I need to go for Donna Matrix.
WCW chooses Donna Matrix.
And you start going for the women's division. Blair
know what she's
gone.
capable of.
There's
It's a
Beth
good
Spartan
pick.
gone. There's Candice LeRae. I knew that they would
The
go
next
for her.
round begins for Monday
Lurch
Night
Evans.
Raw.
Okay.
WCW moving on in the draft.
Okay. We still have like half our money left, so again, not really concerned there. I do need to focus on the men's division for this round. So let's go for... What was the difference between Shane and Kombucha? Sort over by cruisers. So Shane here, 53-54 versus 58-53. Satisfied 2 out of 5. Satisfied 2 out of 5. So Kombucha's a way better deal for a heel cruiser. Are all my face cruisers still here? Wild, Shaw, and Xanadu. Wild has the most stamina, followed by Shaw, followed by Xanadu. Shaw was optimistic 1 out of 5. Xanadu was satisfied 2 out of 5. And Wild is satisfied 2 out of 5. So the upside is Wild. Jake Xanadu, Trent Shaw. I could save money by going like Kombucha and Trent Shaw as opposed to Shane and Wild. Or maybe I kind of split the difference and go, well, yeah, there's not too much difference between Wild and Xanadu. Just pay $8,000 more for a bit more stamina.
WCW drafts Kombucha.
And he's a low-risk, high-reward pick for WCW.
Certainly
he
is.
wants to prove he should have been earlier, and I hope he does.
Wild or Xanadu?
WCW chooses Jake Xanadu.
WCW sees something they like
All
in
right.
him.
Shane's gone. Odikawa's gone. That's
Who's
too
up
bad.
for NXT? Here's the hungry talent.
NXT's done. I didn't see how much money they stopped at, but they probably have a ton.
The Raw GM taking stock of the talents.
Raw is
And
also
here is a
done.
new
They're
roster
slightly below a
of
million.
Monday Night Raw.
Okay.
Lots of great talent remaining for WCW.
All right, so now we're free to
Let's
just
see
pick
who they
anybody
pick.
we want. So I have 6 men, 7 women. Let's actually get us up to 16. So this is round 14, so I just draft 3 more. Or I'll just draft however many I want. Do I have enough for the men? I do need 2 more men. So I could do. Let's see, is Broderick still on the list? Yeah, Broderick's cheap. Face bruiser. Are there any heel fighters still left? Loomis, Traz. Satisfied 1 out of 5. Satisfied 1 out of 5. I forgot that I was on camera for a moment, and because I need to, I'm just gonna do it. I'm too sweaty. It's 1,000,000 degrees outside. Or do I go? Because I have 2 cruisers and 1 giant. What are we looking at for the giant situation here? Who would be a face giant that could pair with Kombucha? Otis. Or wasn't Cash Suplex a good bet? Yeah, he's 3 out of 5. And Otis is annoyed 3 out of 5. I don't really want to deal with that. So I could go for Cash Suplex and then just make some turns. So let's consider that. We could do Suplex and then a Specialist, perhaps. Are Gable or Grimes still around? Both of them are. So let's consider Gable and Suplex. And then the women, I could do, just get everybody I want. I don't need that much money for the first set of shows. I could just get a bunch of people. Or I could just do what I usually do and not care about the men's division. That would be perhaps how Ella Rubau would book. Okay, so if I were to do Gable, Suplex, okay, for the number of people I'm looking at, 1, 2. That would bring me to, I think that would bring me to 20. Well, let's just get the men, because I do need to.
WCW picks Chad Gable.
Chad Gable elevating the athletic bar on a new night.
If he gains focus on this show, he'll be unstoppable.
WCW selects Cash Suplex.
A guy who could become a major player on Mondays.
A man with all the upside in the world, in my opinion.
Wow, all the upside in the world. I think my men's division is balanced also for faces and heels, so I can worry about that later. Women's division, I currently have 1, 2, 3, 4 heels and 3 faces. And I think everybody I'm looking at is a heel. I currently have 15. Let's just... Who was this? Tamara Tycross? Actually, nah. Nova Northern Lights.
WCW picks Quinn B.
The kind of pick who could change WCW down the line.
An aerial artist, this GM knows her potential.
Oh, yeah.
WCW selects Cora Cut.
She is all potential, and WCW could realize it.
An ambitious superstar who's ready to make her move.
WCW chooses Danielle Wallace.
She's got a lot of potential. WCW looking to benefit on that.
She's just found the golden ticket. Now, can she cash it?
WCW picks Cinnamon Garrett.
WCW with a smart move drafting her.
The GM looking to tap into her potential.
WCW chooses Nova Northern Light.
Nothing to say about Nova Northern Light, huh? I also forgot I'm supposed to be relying on Legends. Shoot. Alright, well, whatever. We also have a way crazy imbalance on heels to faces, but we'll figure that out later. This is the group.
And here's the GM's final roster.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good looking group of people. We got, Ella Rubau, flanked by Clubberella and Alice Justice. We've got Christina Fury back there, Argus the Great, legend of a different playthrough, Drew Gulak. We have the Miz of WCW in Clay Cortman. We got Vicky McLeod here and Adrian Buck, and then 12 other people.
Look at all this talent, but in the end, only one brand will win.
Goodness. Were mistakes made? Who knows? Whatever.